If you're co-parenting with a narcissistic ex, that every single text exchange feels like you're walking into a battlefield. You send a simple message about pickup time, and somehow you are suddenly having to defend your entire existence as a parent. Exhausting. I'm Tiffany, and after nearly a decade of working with families in crisis, including thousands of parents that are trapped in these exact same situations, I'm going to show you how to protect your peace and your child or children using my Brave Self method. Here's what I see in my practice every single day. You try to communicate about your child's needs, and your ex turns it into a drama. They are guilt tripping you, gaslighting you, or completely ignoring the boundaries you have set for them. And here's the part that breaks my heart. Your child is watching this all unfold. They're learning that chaos is normal, that boundaries don't matter, and that love comes with manipulation. But here's what I've learned from working with at-risk children who have witnessed this exact dynamic. I have worked with children who have witnessed domestic traumas from high conflict co-parenting situations. What I've discovered is that parents who successfully protected their children and themselves all mastered 5 core skills: boundaries, regulation, awareness, voice, and empowerment. That's how I developed my Brave Self method. And it's not just theory. It's what actually works when you're dealing with someone who refuses to respect boundaries. The first step is breathe and notice. That activates both boundaries and regulation. When that hostile text comes in and you feel your heart racing and your jaw clenching, like, oh, that's your nervous system preparing you for battle. But here's the boundary piece. You don't have to let their chaos dictate your reaction. So when you get the text where they abruptly change the pickup times or dates, you may hear, "You being ridiculous about this. You make everything so difficult." This is where you can create your first boundary. You pause, you breathe, and you regulate your nervous system before even responding. This happens by taking 3 deep breaths. Do you notice what's happening in your body? Are your shoulders tense? Is your stomach in knots? This regulation isn't weakness. This is you refusing to let their dysfunction control your internal state. That is a powerful boundary. Step 2, recognizing the pattern. This builds your awareness. After working with narcissistic abuse survivors, I can tell you there are about 5 manipulation techniques that they use, and they rotate them predictably. Guilt tripping. "You're hurting our child by being so difficult." Gaslighting. "You're overreacted. I never said that." Deflected. "This is about you, not about me." Victim playing. "You're making my life impossible." Triangulation. Using your child as a messenger or an ally. Even Sarah thinks you're being unreasonable. This is pitting people against each other. Why would they even go there? But listen, here's my clinical insight that changes everything. When you develop this awareness, you shift from survival reactivity to mindful recognition. You're no longer emotionally hijacked by their tactics. You see their patterns clearly, and the patterns lose their power when you recognize them. Guess what? You're responding to the tactic now, not taking the bait. Step 3, affirm worth. This activates both your voice and empowerment. Listen, this is where I see parents get stuck. They think setting boundaries makes them selfish or difficult. Let me tell you what I've learned from working with at-risk children. The parents who maintain boundaries raise more emotionally stable children. And these boundaries would sound like this. This is your voice claiming your truth. "I deserve to be treated with respect." And this is what your boundaries will look like in action. "My children deserve to see me in healthy relationships." I'm going to show them what that looks like. You are not being selfish for protecting your peace. And you're not being difficult for expecting basic respect. What you are modeling is strength and self-worth for your children or child. That is empowerment for both of you. Step 4, values response, which combines both boundaries and voice. Here's the game changer. Your boundary is refusing to engage in their chaos. Your voice speaks with intention that reflects your values, not their drama. Instead of saying, "You can't talk to me that way," which gives them a reaction they want, try this. "I'll pick Sarah up at 6 p.m. as scheduled. See you then." Not engaging with the manipulation, communication. Instead of saying something like this, "You're being manipulative," try this. "I'm focused on what's best for our child. The schedule stays the same as agreed." Your ex will want you to engage with their chaos, but your values demands that you stay focused on the child. So choose your values every time. That's how boundaries and voice works together. Step 5, engage with confidence, which is pure empowerment. Listen, this is where everything comes together. You know that they're trying to trigger you, so you recognize the patterns, you affirm your worth, you align with your values, and now you respond from a place of your self-led authority who is aligned with who you choose to be. So you got to keep it brief, and you got to keep it factual, and then you keep it empowered. So it may sound like this. Pickup will be at 6 p.m. I'll discuss this through our co-parenting app. Let's keep our focus on what's best for Sarah. No explanations after that, no justifications, and no emotional reactions. This is empowerment in action. Your confidence is no longer being reactive to their stuff. It's you being self-led and aligned with who you choose to be. Now, here's what happens when you use my full brave self method. Your nervous system learns that you can handle these situations without falling apart. And your boundaries become unshakable because they are backed by regulation and awareness. And your voice gets stronger because it is rooted in your values and empowerment. Boundaries plus regulation keeps you calm and in control. Awareness helps you see clearly instead of reacting blindly. Voice and empowerment ensures your responses align with who you want to be. And empowerment makes your confidence unshakable. After every difficult exchange, please take 5 minutes to ground yourself. I want you to feel your feet on the floor, have a seat, put your feet and your knees and legs together, and remind yourself, I'm using the brave self method. I am protecting my peace and my child. This reinforces the entire system, allowing you to be forever successful. Now, here's what I want you to remember. My brave self method isn't just about managing difficult co-parenting. It's about becoming the person you want to be in face of any chaos. And every time you use boundaries and regulation instead of reactivity, you are modeling emotional intelligence for your children, coworkers, siblings, who have you. Every time you choose awareness over emotional hijacking, you are teaching them to think clearly under pressure. Now listen, I've seen countless parents transform their co-parenting experiences using these exact 5 pillars. And you don't have to live in constant conflict. You can be brave with boundaries, regulation, awareness, voice, and empowerment. And guess what? Yes, your children or child is watching, but they're also learning what strength looks like by staying true to yourself anytime others try to pull you into their chaos. So if you want to dive deeper into mastering boundaries, regulation, awareness, voice, and empowerment, I got a whole series coming for you. You don't have to do this alone. Your brave self is waiting for you. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.